Do you ever feel like you're constantly reacting to life's chaos, with no real control over your actions? Sadhguru teaches that it's possible to break this cycle, shifting from impulsive reactions to actions filled with clarity and purpose. With just a few small changes, you can take charge and start living more consciously. Ready to find out how? Stick with this video and discover a whole new way to approach life. Silence, according to Sadhguru, isn't just the absence of sound, it's a state of awareness that few ever truly tap into. Imagine a moment when your mind stops reacting to every little stimulus and simply rests in harmony with the present. That deep silence is like floating on a calm sea where the waves of compulsiveness disappear. A simple way to start is by setting aside 5 minutes each day to sit in a quiet space and just observe your thoughts without judgment. Don't try to control them, just notice them. Over time, you'll begin to feel your mind aligning with the essence of silence. This quiet awareness is the gateway to connecting with the core of your existence. Think about people who face huge challenges with complete calm. They don't have superpowers. They've just learned how to access their inner silence. You can do the same by tuning into your breath, taking deep inhales and letting every exhale release your inner tension. It's like tuning a musical instrument, adjusting your awareness until you create a melody of calm and clarity. This new rhythm transforms the way you see and experience life. More than just a practice, silence is a portal to break free from compulsive habits. As you explore it, you'll realize that many of your daily reactions, stress in traffic, frustration with mundane tasks, stem from a lack of awareness. Now imagine a mental space where you don't just react, but consciously choose your response with clarity and purpose. That's the power of silence. It changes the way you perceive the world. And as you begin to truly listen to the sounds around you, silence takes on even deeper meaning. The sounds we experience daily aren't just random noise. They reflect emotions and the dimensions of our compulsiveness. The cry of someone in pain, the laughter of a child, or even the sound of silence itself all carry meaning that deeply impacts our minds. For example, have you noticed how a sad song can instantly shift your mood? These sounds act as emotional triggers, shaping how we react. When you start to notice the sounds around you with awareness, you'll see that each one tells a story about your connection with the world. Sadhguru points out that even silence has its own sound. It's that space between the noises where the mind finally finds rest. Think of being in a field far from the city, where the only sound is the wind rustling the leaves. That kind of sound feels like a pause in life's symphony, letting you recharge and reduce compulsiveness. A powerful practice is to actively listen to the sounds around you, identifying each one without judgment. It's a simple way to stay present and mindful. Sounds also teach us about our inner nature. They can be chaotic, like Monday morning traffic, or harmonious, like a song that touches your heart. But here's the key. How you react to these sounds mirrors your inner state. Think about hearing an annoying car horn. Do you get angry, or do you let it go? Recognizing this impact is the first step to transforming your relationship with sounds and with life itself. Once you understand this, the next step is learning the difference between practicing silence and actually becoming silence. Practicing silence is like learning any skill. It takes effort, patience, and consistency. Imagine someone meditating for the first time, only to realize their mind keeps jumping from one thought to another, like a hyperactive kid. It's frustrating at first, but it's part of the process. Setting aside even 3 minutes a day to focus on your breath can be a practical way to begin this journey. Think of it as shaping clay over time, and with dedication, it starts to take form. But there's a point when silence stops being something you practice and starts being something you are. This shift happens naturally when the practice becomes a part of who you are. It's like walking or driving. It no longer requires conscious effort. Think of those moments when you're so fully present that all your worries fade away and everything feels crystal clear. That's the state of becoming silence. It's not forced, but rather a byproduct of living in harmony with your true nature. The difference between practicing and becoming silence is like learning to swim versus effortlessly floating. At first, there's resistance, effort, even fear. But once you get it, there's a sense of ease and freedom. To reach that state, try combining meditation with a mindful habit, like walking in nature or listening to calming music. As you integrate silence into your life, it will naturally expand into every area. And as you embrace it, you'll begin to explore even deeper dimensions, such as the true essence of being in complete silence. True silence, as Sadhguru explains, goes beyond the absence of sound. It's the absence of reverberation, a state where there's no echo of who you were or what the world projects onto you. Picture the vastness of deep space, where there's no sound, just an infinite void. That's the kind of silence that transcends creation and touches what lies beyond the Creator. It's a state few ever experience, but it's accessible to anyone willing to deeply explore their inner nature. Entering this dimension means letting go of the stories that define us. It's not about erasing the past, but about stopping its echo in everything we do. For instance, someone might carry a painful memory for years, like a constant background noise. When you access true silence, those reverberations dissolve, allowing you to experience life as it is, without filters. A simple exercise to begin this process is to watch a sunrise, not thinking about what's next, but simply feeling the moment for what it is. This dimension of silence isn't just peaceful. It's a direct connection to something beyond our limited perceptions. It's like a portal that reveals the truth that what we call me is just a small piece of a much greater whole. As you explore this, you'll begin to notice the stillness present in life itself, like the moment when nature holds its breath before a big shift. That stillness prepares you to understand the balance needed to move beyond mere survival and step into a state of transcendence. Sounds also teach us about our inner nature. They can be chaotic, like Monday morning traffic, or harmonious, like a song that touches your heart. But here's the thing: how you respond to these sounds reflects your inner state. Think about hearing an annoying car horn. Do you react with anger, or do you let it go? Recognizing this impact is the first step to changing your relationship with sounds and with life itself. Once you grasp this, the next step is to understand the difference between practicing silence and becoming silence itself. Practicing silence is like learning any new skill. It takes effort, patience, and consistency. Picture someone meditating for the first time, only to realize their mind jumps from thought to thought like a hyperactive child. It's frustrating at first, but it's a necessary part of the process. Start small by setting aside a few minutes each day to disconnect, maybe focusing on your breath for 3 minutes. It's a practical way to begin the journey. Think of it like shaping clay over time, and with dedication, it takes form. But there comes a point where silence stops being something you do and becomes something you are. This shift happens naturally when the practice becomes a part of who you are. It's like walking or driving eventually. It doesn't require conscious effort. Think about those moments when you're so fully present that all your worries fade away and everything feels crystal clear. That's the state of becoming silence. It's not forced, but comes as a natural result of living in harmony with your true nature. The difference between practicing and becoming silence is like learning to swim versus effortlessly floating. In the beginning, there's resistance, effort, and maybe even fear. But once you master it, there's a sense of lightness and freedom. To reach this state, try combining meditation with a mindful habit, like walking in nature or listening to calming music. As silence becomes part of your life, it starts to flow into every aspect of it. And as you embrace it, you'll find yourself exploring even deeper dimensions, like the true essence of being in complete silence. True silence, as Sadhguru explains, goes beyond the absence of sound. It's the absence of reverberation, a state where there's no echo of who you were or what the world expects you to be. Imagine the vastness of space, where there's no noise, just infinite stillness. That's the kind of silence that transcends creation and touches what lies beyond the Creator. It's a rare state, but it's accessible to anyone willing to deeply explore their inner nature. Entering this dimension requires letting go of the stories that define you. It's not about erasing the past, but about stopping its constant echo in everything you do. For instance, someone might carry a painful memory for years, like background noise that never stops. When you access true silence, those reverberations fade, allowing you to experience life as it is without filters. A simple way to start is by watching a sunrise, not thinking about what's next, but just being in the moment. This dimension of silence isn't just peaceful, it's a direct connection to something beyond our limited perceptions. It's like a portal that shows you that what you think of as me is just a small part of something much greater. As you dive into this, you start noticing the stillness present in life itself, like that moment when nature seems to hold its breath before a big change. That stillness prepares you to understand the balance needed to rise above mere survival and step into a state of transcendence. Stillness isn't just a trait of nature. It's a crucial tool for both survival and transcendence. Think of a tiger lying in wait, perfectly still and laser-focused before it pounces. This stillness is strategic, vital for life. For humans, though, stillness goes beyond survival. It forms the foundation for transcending the chaos of daily life and accessing higher states of consciousness. You can start experiencing this with simple actions, like sitting outside for a few minutes, observing nature without any rush or distraction. To Sadhguru, stillness is like a pause in life's orchestra, allowing you to hear the subtlest sound, your own being, in moments of chaos. Like a hectic workday, taking just a moment to pause and breathe deeply can bring that stillness within you. It's a practice that takes no more than a minute, but delivers profound effects. Just as a tiger needs the stillness to hunt, we too need it to find clarity amidst the distractions of modern life. When we observe animals like snakes, every movement they make, no matter how small, is purposeful. They waste no energy, and there's a powerful lesson in that. Stillness is efficiency, and for humans, it's also transformation. By cultivating stillness, we begin to see how much of what we do compulsively is unnecessary. It's in that space of pause that we discover the power to act consciously, reshaping our choices, and with them, our lives. Now that you know the steps to shift from compulsive action to conscious action, what are you waiting for to put this knowledge into practice? Remember, it's not about changing everything overnight, it's about starting. How about setting aside just 5 minutes today to observe your thoughts or practice stillness in nature? Small actions create big transformations, but only if you take that first step. So, what will you do differently from now on? Will you keep reacting to chaos, or will you take control and create the life you truly want? Share your thoughts in the comments about how you plan to apply these ideas and inspire others to do the same. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can keep learning how to transform your mind and your reality. Let's take this journey together.